All right, we're here at Bloggapalooza 2006. I'm with Jeff Hess, who writes at havecoffeewillwrite.com. Thank you. And I'm sorry, the other one was?
TheWritingOnTheWall.net.
Very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
How long have you been blogging now?
I started blogging in November of 2004. I'd had a website before that, which was also havecoffeewillwrite.com. But
how did you start?
Completely independent from all the other bloggers in town. I had no idea about George or the neo-blogosphere or any of that stuff. I've been a writer all my life. Been a magazine editor, freelance writer, journalist. And a good friend of mine had encouraged me to start a blog. And I said, okay, I'll give this thing a try. And I didn't tell anybody about it because I wanted to see, well, could I do it? So I was concerned about having enough material to work and actually do something every day. And went for 3 weeks, found I had more stuff than I could ever put up, and said, okay, let's take this thing live. And the first thing I did was register at cleveland.com, which is how George found me. Invited me to the blogger meetup that we have the third Wednesday of every month, and took off from there.
So you've done traditional publishing.
Yes, yeah, I have thousands of articles published.
Is this easier, harder, different?
Actually, I quit journalism in 1996 because I wanted to try the fiction thing. Mm-hmm. I've written several novels, none of them published. And blogging serves as a way to relieve that nonfiction pressure. It's, I still have the urge to talk about things. One of the ways I describe my blog is I say it's dinner time conversation with a few friends. I grew up in a household where my dad came home at 5:30 every night, and at 5:35 the entire family sat down to dinner, and for the next 45 minutes to an hour we ate dinner and talked. And everybody brought something different to the table. And so my blog is based on that. It's the kind of things that I would have brought to the family table to talk about that happened that day.
You talk about books, you talk about things you've written, you talk a little bit about politics, policy stuff. I mean, right. Do you have a set pattern that you're normally in, or is it just something where when the mood strikes you, you think of something, you blog it?
It's whatever strikes me.
Do you sit down and write as these ideas come in your head, or is it something where you think about it a lot and maybe start crafting your message and you put it away a little bit and you come back? Because I know some people have different ways they do it. Some instantly blog their thoughts and some people really think it through.
Thanks to my time in the trenches, I'm very good at meatball journalism. You ever watch MASH? Mm-hmm. Okay, remember they always used to joke about meatball surgery? Yep. As a business editor, we used to do something called dailies. And it's where we would put out a full magazine at trade shows every day for 5 days or 3 days, depending on how long the trade show was running. So it wasn't pretty. We had 3 deadlines a day. You had to pound it out, and you had to get it up, and it went. And most of the stuff I do with the blog is that way. I sit down, and I will pound out a story in 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm done with it. Every once in a while, I'll come up against something that I want to spend a lot more time with, and it may take me 3 or 4 days before I'm happy with it, but those are rare. Those are maybe 1 in 50. Most of the posts are less than 30 minutes from seeing something and doing it.
And that's generally it. You kind of do 1 or 2 a day, or?
Well, it depends. During the summer months, I have a lot more free time because I also tutor in 3 different school districts. So when I'm doing that, I have less time for blogging. I try and get at least 1 post a day up. That's always my bare minimum. On a good day, I may put up 6, 7, 8 posts.
Oh, okay. Better than us. Well, and talk about your other blog.
Okay. A little over a year ago, we had at one of the blogger meetups. It was shortly after Jane Campbell shafted the city of Cleveland by going through with the Steelyard Commons deal for Walmart. A bunch of us were sitting in Arabica on the west side, 185th, and we said, we ought to do something about this. And a blog called No Cleveland Walmart was born. And it was George, myself, Tim Russo, Bill Callahan, Daniela Lindquist, there was about 10 of us all together that wrote a lot about what was going on locally. Well, after the 2004 election, 2004 election, the Walmart, Jane Campbell was out of office, Frank Jackson was in, the Walmart thing here locally was a done deal. And I was contacted by somebody out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, who had also been writing about Walmart, and asked me if I'd be interested in joining with him to do a national blog. And I said, yeah, we're going to do that. In fact, I've got a blog that we could just change the name on and go with it. And we threw a few names around, and we came up with the Writing on the Wall with one L, of course. Tony Montagna, who does the Blast Furnace, did an absolutely wonderful graphic for it. It's kind of a graffiti-esque.
With the smiley face on there? Sure.
There's no smiley face on it. That other stuff goes in there. And so Jonathan, myself, and another blogger named Robert Feynman have been writing about what Walmart's been doing nationally. And in fact, just this past week, we got picked up by USA Today. Gave us a very nice quote, essentially saying that if you're at all interested in what's happening in your community, that the Writing on the Wall is a must-read. And we cover everything from the bigger economic pictures, what's coming out in terms of studies, down to what local action groups are doing to try and reshape Walmart. One of the things we have going for us is we're, at the best of our knowledge, we're the only Walmart blog that's not paid. The unions all have very slick blogs out there, but those guys are drawing a paycheck. We don't owe anybody. So we essentially write what we say, and most of the time we agree. Sometimes we don't, but that's okay too.
Fantastic. Jeff Hess, he blogs at halfcoffeewillwrite.com and writingonthewall.net. And he's here, one of the bloggers at Bloggapalooza 2006. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much.